Kadosh, good evening. What we're going to do is
where we start.
We're going to do a chazara outside. Outside means not inside the Gemara. First, outside. Let's see the Gemara outside, and then we're going to look at inside. Outside, which is called shakla vataria. Shakil vatari. You're giving and taking, going back and forth. Going. What exactly is the thing? So therefore, it goes like this. We actually said we wanted to find out what is the sikum, what is the summary of the different shitot with regards to Mashiva Ruach U'Munida Geshem. Rabbi Eliezer in our Mishnah and in the Braita Bet Amubet said, when are we going to mention Mashiva Ruach U'Munida Geshem? In Shaharit of Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag. Okay? Very good. Next. Okay?
Last day.
Now, how do we know that it's the first day, it's Shachrit? We said, first of all, no, first day of Shachrit. How do we know it's first day Shachrit? First day, it says Mefurash in the Mishnah, first day. But how do you know Shachrit? You learned it from the Lulav. If you learned it from the Lulav, Lulav isn't Shachrit, right? We don't do it only Musaf. We do the Lulav. So therefore, we do it in Shacharit. So in Shacharit, we're going to do the Lulav. After, right, the Lulav, right, after that, we come Shitat, Rabbi Yehuda Memetera. Rabbi Yehuda comes and he says, Shita number 2, that we learn it from Nisuch HaMayim, and therefore it's going to be on Yom HaSheni. Why does he say Yom HaSheni? He says because, right, very simple. Where's the hint of Mayim? You remember? When is the hint of Mayim? Mayim starts on Yom HaSheni. Fine. The third Shita, Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva comes and he says, that we're going to do it on the 6th day. Why on the 6th day? Because we learn it from Nisuch HaMayim, and from him we're learning Unsacheha. Since it says a double Lashon of Nisachim only on the 6th day, so on the 6th day you're going to do it. Okay, very good. The next Shita, the Yoshua ben Hananiah, according to the Tana of the Braita. So we're going to put it from Shat Hanachato. Hanachato is when they put down the lulav. So it's either you're going to put down the lulav either on Shemini, the 7th day, or the night of Shemini Aseret. That's the 4th Shita. 5th Shita of Yoshua ben Hananiah, according to the Tana of the Mishnah. He says it's Yom Tov Shel Acharon Shel Chag, which is going to be Shaharit of Shemini Aseret. Okay, why? Because just like Rabbi Eliezer was talking about Shaharit of the first day of Chag, so too Rabbi Yoshua is talking about Shaharit of the last day of Chag. Okay?
What the fourth Shita?
So therefore, the 5th one was Rabbi Yoshua ben Hananiah according to the Tana Mishnah, which is Shachrit Shmini Atzeret, and Rabbi Yehuda, the name of Yoshua ben Metzera, which is going to be in Musaf of Shmini Atzeret, which that was the stam of the Mishnah. Now we're going to the Gemara. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. The Gemara says, Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mishum Rabbi Yoshua. Says Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yoshua. Yeah, he comes and he says as follows. Ilema, says the Gemara like this. However, lifnei ateva biyom tov harishon acharon shel chag, acharon maskir. Harishon maskir, biyom tov harishon shel Pesach, harishon maskir, acharon maskir. Here, but this Rabbi Yehuda says the name of Rabbi Yoshua. Yeah? One more time. Rabbi Yehuda says in the name of Rabbi Yoshua. That means these words are now Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yoshua. Now, if you remember, Philip said this very well. In the Mishnah just says Rabbi Yehuda. But here it brings it down as Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yoshua. So the Gemara is going to ask, hey, Rabbi Yoshua, which Rabbi Yoshua? Ilema Rabbi Yoshua de Matnitin. If you're going to tell me it's Rabbi Yoshua of our Mishnah, okay? Hamar b'Yom Tov Acharon Shel Chag u'maskir. He's saying Yom Tov Acharon Shel Chag. Yom Tov Shel Acharon Shel Chag should mean what? Shachrit, right? Correct. That's what we said. We said Rabbi Yoshua of the Mishnah is Shachrit. Yeah, Ela Devarim. Yeah, the Mishnah, right? The Mishnah. Very good. Says Ela Rabbi Yoshua the Braita. It has to be Rabbi Yoshua the Braita. 1 second. Rabbi Yoshua in the Braita says Nishat Anachato, which means at the night time of Shmini Atzeret. Yeah, one more time. Rabbi Yehuda in our Mishnah, it says now here. כן, אבל מה? מי אמר?
מי אמר?
כן, אומרים, אם אתה סובר כמו רבי... אם זה מהבוקר, נכון?
Meaning like this, in our Mishnah, Rabbi Yoshua, what does he hold? Last day when?
It doesn't say in the Mishnah.
But what do you know already? Shachrit. Rabbi Yoshua. Rabbi Yoshua, why is Shachrit? Because if Rabbi Eliezer says Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag and he's talking about Shachrit, so Rabbi Yoshua says also Shachrit.
Right.
Correct or not? If I'm going to tell you now Yom Tov Rishon and I'm talking about Shachrit, you're going to tell Yom Tov Acharon and Shachrit. That's Rabbi Yoshua of the Mishnah. Comes Rabbi Yehuda in the Mishnah and he says no Musaf. Now 1 second. Says the Gemara. Which Rabbi Yoshua? Because here it says Rabbi Yehuda says the name of Rabbi Yoshua. Which Rabbi Yoshua? If it's Rabbi Yoshua of the Mishnah, it's Shachrit. It cannot be the same. No, not only that, but it's Shachrit, Rabbi Yoshua of the Mishnah.
The one says Shachrit, the other one
says Musaf. Very good. If you're going to tell me it's Rabbi Yoshua of the Braita, that's what we're asking. That's what we're asking. That it's not the same. So we're asking, who is it? It says if it's going to be Rabbi Yoshua of the Braita, he said Mashat Anachato. What is Mashat Anachato? When you take down, so it's either going to be the Shavi'i of meaning Hoshana Rabbah or the night of Shemini Atzeret. When you already put down the Lulav and Etrog. So it's not that either. So says the Gemara too, and furthermore, Hadetanya, that which we learned in Abraita, Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mishum Bemetera. Rabbi Yehuda says the name of Bemetera. 1 second. Here also, all of a sudden before I had it to Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yoshua. Now I have it to Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Ben Betera. So now which Ben Betera? Hi Ben Betera. If you're going to tell me it's Rabbi Yehuda Ben Betera, you told me Rabbi Yehuda Ben Betera is on the second day of Yom Tov. Correct? Rabbi Yehuda Ben Betera. Rabbi Yehuda Ben Betera is on the second day of Yom Tov. So which Ben Betera? Yeah?
There is another Ben Betera?
Yes, Rabbi Yoshua Ben Betera.
Why can't they just be precise?
Fine. So basically what happens now is as follows. So now the Gemara says, Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Teheb Rabbi Yoshua ben Metera, it's Rabbi Yoshua ben Metera. Zimnin dekar le bishme, zimnin dekar le bishme de Abba. Sometimes you call him ben Metera, sometimes you call him in his name. One is before and one is afterwards. So therefore, one more time. According to this, it just comes out. Rabbi Yoshua of our Mishnah is Shaharit of Shemini Atzeret. Rabbi Yoshua of the Braita is Arvit of Shemini Atzeret. Our Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yoshua ben Metera, and that's Rabbi Yoshua ben Metera because it's after the Semicha. That's why it's Rabbi Yoshua ben Metera, and that is going to be the Musaf, and that's how we're passing. So that's how we have the 6 different cases. Rabbi Eliezer Shaharit of Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag. Rabbi Yehuda ben Metera, Rabbi Yehuda ben Metera, Yom Sheni Shel Chag. Rabbi Akiva, Yom Shishi Shel Chag. Rabbi Yoshua ben Hananiah. So of our Mishnah, it's Shachrit. Of the Gemara, it's going to be Avarvit of Shmini Atzeret. And Rabbi Yoshua ben Betera, which is brought down by Rabbi Yehuda, is going to be Rabbi Yehuda ben Betera. Sorry, Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yoshua ben Betera. It's going to be Musa. Says the Gemara like this. We're talking about Mashiv Ruach Umorid Geshem. Says the Gemara, you should know that the real obligation is Morid Hageshem. The Mashiv Ruach, Wallo, you don't need to say it. The Morid Atal, Wallo, you don't need to say it. Why? You don't need to ask for it. Why don't you need to ask for it? Because it's always going to come. Which means that we only have to ask for one thing, for Geshem. Everything else, you don't need to. Okay, that's what the Gemara says. Now, says the Gemara, why? Because it doesn't stop. It never stops. So let's see the Gemara inside. Okay? And then we're going to ask, how do you know it never stops? And then we're going to go into it. But let's go lat. Says the Gemara, Tana. This is new. Tana. We are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 lines up where it says a little tiny hay. Yeah, exactly. There's a little tiny hay over there. Tana betal uvaruchot. When we're talking about tal, what is tal? Do. You know what do is? D-E-W. Not do it. D-O.
Due.
Yeah? So D-E-W. Uveruchot and ruchot, which is winds. The winds. Lo chiyevu chachamim lehaskir. The rabbis did not obligate you to mention it whatsoever, which means the main obligation is Morida Geshem. You don't need to say Morida Tal, you don't need to say Mashiva Ruach, you don't need to say it. But if you do want to come and you want to mention it, Maskir, there's no problem. Meaning it's extra. So the Ikar is Morida Geshem. Meaning like this, imagine somebody comes to you right now and he says, yeah, I Rabbi. Yeah, became a Rabbi. Yeah. So he comes and he says, hi Rabbi, I forgot to say Mashiva Ruach. So I said, so what did you say exactly? He said, no, I only said Morida Geshem. It's fine. No problem. Why is there no problem? Because at the end of the day, the Ikar is Morid Geshem. So says the Gemara, the Tal Menalan de lo Miatzad. How do we know that Tal never stops? How do we know that Tal never stops? So he says, it says in a pasuk in Melachim, Vayomer Eliyahu Tishbi, says Eliyahu Tishbi, mitoshavei Gilad el Achav, from Toshvei Gilad to Achav, Chai Hashem Elokei Yisrael asher amati lefanav, right? Should live Hashem, the God of Israel. Asher amati lefanav, that I stood in front of him. Yah shanim ha'ele talu matar, that it should be talu matar. Kim lefi divarai. That means basically Eliyahu Navi is coming and telling Achav, you should know who's going to control the rain and the dew. Me. One more time, I see you're not reading. Chai Hashem Elokei Yisrael asher amati lefanav im yah shanim ha'ele talu matar. Ki im lefi devari, according to my words, which means that Eliyahu Navi, Eliyahu Tishbi, Eliyahu Giladi comes and he swears. Chai Hashem, it's a vow. He comes and he swears that there should not come down lo tal velo matar. Yeah, nothing. Right? It's only coming through him. So say Stephen, it's written in the pasuk over there. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, after 3 years of famine. 3 years of famine. You know what 3 years that it doesn't rain means? You know what type of a famine that is? 3 years it doesn't rain. After 3 years, he comes and he tells him, go appear to Achav, give matal al adama. So says the Gemara, what happened to the tal? What happened to the tal? In the beginning, why? At the beginning, he told him, talu matar. At the end, the Kadosh Baruch Hu tells him, it's going to come rain. What's going on? Vilu tal lo ka'amale. Tal, he didn't tell him anything about tal. Umay tama, what's the reason why he didn't mention tal? Mishum, because Gimel Amubet de lo mi'atza. It never stopped.
Even during the famine.
Even during the famine, it never stopped. You always had tal. How do you know that ve'atzar means to stop? Ve'asar et hashamayim velo yematar. Ve'atzar. Atzar is la'atzor, to stop. Right? To stop is mi'atzar. So it says here, it never stops. So the Gemara is going to ask, Yechi me'achar de lo mitzar, Eliyahu ishtabeu Elmaleh. So one second, if it never stopped, so why did Eliyahu Navi make a vow then? What was the shivua of Eliyahu Navi? Imagine right now I'm going to come and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to make a shivua. What's a shivua? It's not going to bring down dew. It's always going to bring down. Yeah, well, he said the words. He says, Chai Hashem Yavnati lefanai im yashanim ha'ele tal u'matar. Hashanim ha'ele tal u'matar. So it's not going to be tal u'matar. Then afterwards he comes and he says, it's only going to be matar. What's going on? So answers the Gemara, Hachi Kamale. This is what it means saying. Afilu tal divracha nami noati. Even tal of bracha, it's not going to come. Meaning there's 2 types of tal. There's tal, which is normal do, which is always. And then there's tal of bracha. The tal of bracha, right, is not going to come. So that's what he meant, right? Because the tal of the bracha is what actually makes that things are going to grow, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, right? So he comes and he says, so one second. Until now it comes up beautiful. What happened was he comes and he tells him they're not going to come tal of bracha. Okay, but there is going to be tal always because the tal never stopped. So therefore, why did he swear? Because he swore there's not going to be tal of bracha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to him after 3 years, and what does he tell him? Go bring back the rain. What about the tal of bracha then? You're right, the tal there was always tal, but the tal of bracha then. What happened to the tal of bracha? Says the Gemara, Mishum de lo minkara minta. You're right. You know why the bringing back of tal bracha is not mentioned? Because it's not nikar la'ain. Lo minkera. Minkera is nikar minta. It's not recognizable. Meaning the fact that you always have tal, and now you have a special tal which is called tal shel bracha. It's not nikar. It's not recognizable. So the fact that it's not recognizable
Doesn't.
you didn't bring it back. But what do you mean it didn't bring it back? It says that even if it was going to be like that, then you could have said v'tinat talu matar, Achav would still say, what are you talking about? There was always going to be that. So you're right, that's why. He didn't even bother with the tal. The tal was not even mentioned. Okay? Mishum de lo minkera minta.